Hey, leader. So we are halfway through the year of 2025. Can you believe it? And I'm curious about something. Are you measuring progress or punishing yourself for what didn't happen yet or you didn't accomplish yet? Let's get clear on something. What you focus on now determines how you will finish the year. So welcome into the Leadership Sandbox, because today we're shutting down some self-sabotage thoughts and stepping into a gain-driven mindset. And we're doing it right now in 3, 2, 1. Let's step in. So one of the things that I've been doing lately, and this is what the inspiration is for this quick 7-minute, real quick in a hurry podcast episode to you at the halfway point of this year. I've been reading the book through for the second time on The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And it has just struck me in a couple of interesting ways. One, it's reminded me to be more thoughtful, not just going in and celebrating something randomly. Because I tell you, and I coach people like, hey, start your meetings with a celebration and an acknowledgement because of how that frames up our mind. But what I realized is I get caught in what is called the gap more often than I am actually focusing in on the gain, because I'm comparing myself. And I know a lot of leaders that do the same thing. We compare ourselves to where we wish we were instead of how far we've come. And if you're one of those leaders leading a team and you're bringing your team in to go, okay, guys, let's look at what the second half of the year is going to look like. What are we going for? What's our goals? What are we trending toward? We want to actually frame it up from the perspective of let's celebrate and acknowledge how far we've come so that we set the right targets and measures to measure our performance in the direction that we want it to go. Because oftentimes measuring performance is about or against perfection versus progress. When we look at the gain, we're looking at the progress that we've made. And yes, we may still not be there yet. But when we take the time to assess how far we've come, it's a game changer for us. And it's a game changer for your team as well. You see, living in the gap, which is focused on what hasn't happened yet, is being on a treadmill. It's very much like being on a treadmill of disappointment. You're running and you're putting all this effort in and all this energy in, but not getting anywhere emotionally, not getting anywhere efficiently or effectively because we're so focused on what hasn't happened yet. And let's remember, friends, that progress isn't found in perfection. It's actually found in perspective. I'm going to say that again because that's a mic drop moment. You're going to want to write this down. Progress isn't found in perfection. It's found in perspective. We grow in that perspective moment when we take time to consider where we are in the gap. It's what they use, what Dr. Benjamin and Dan Sullivan, if I get the names out correctly, what they talk about in their book about looking backward and in a way that we can progress forward. Dan Sullivan's gap and gain is a mindset superpower, and it's the lens that turns past effort into fuel. So how do you use this with your team? We're going to get there, but I want to talk to you about what the gain side of it is. The gain says, look at what you've built, track the progress, not the pace, celebrate traction, not just the wins and the touchdown. It's celebrating the momentum that we've built. And one of my favorite quotes is, the way you measure your progress is backward against where you started, not against your ideal. And oftentimes when we get to this part of the year, leaders, we're having our teams look at where we aren't yet, and they're measuring against that, which can be truly defeating and can be frustrating. But it's up to us to go, okay, cool. Now let's talk about the progress. I get that that's where we want to go, but I want to talk first about where have we come from and what's the progress that we've made. See, I want to challenge you with this really powerful sandbox move. If you do a gain audit with your team, you're going to shift and change. Start with yourself. Do a gain audit with yourself. I'm going to teach you how to do that. so that you can then take it to your team to help everybody see what progress we've made. We may not be perfect because perfect isn't the goal, but what is the goal, right? Be better, not perfect. Right? We want to have performance, but we also want to measure it against how far we've come so that we can see the end is truly possible because we've made so much progress already. And here's how you do a gain audit. You do that by asking, 1, what have I learned? 2, what hard decisions did I make? And who am I becoming as a leader? And if you do this, when you do this with your team, what have we learned? What hard decisions did we make? And who are we becoming as a team? Are we becoming that which we want to be known, seen, and celebrated for? Are we moving in that direction, and how so? And start writing those down and putting them on sticky notes and sharing them at the meetings, because when you model the gain-based thinking, you've given your team permission to drop the guilt, to drop the fear, and pick up that grit. Right? To pick up that stamina again, to step into the energy that the gain releases versus held back by the gap that we haven't hit something yet. And this is a really powerful, thoughtful reminder for you. Leaders, listen to me closely. Your team watches how you measure success. So show them how to finish strong by owning what's already been earned, what's already been accomplished. Own it. Acknowledge it, celebrate it, build from that, because that's a game changer for your momentum. You see, we're not just talking about how we're going to walk into Q3 and how we're going to stride in with our eyes open, right, on the gain. We're not just talking about that. We're talking about having grit in our step. We're talking about having clarity in our leadership. And we're also talking about being personal in that process as well. You know, one thing that I want you to also consider is that negative mindsets dwell on what hasn't happened yet. And that becomes very pervasive in your team, in the energy. It's part of what causes complacency. It's part of what causes those negative Nellies to be really in full bloom. They thrive in that space until you tell them, no, that's not who we are. Here's who we are. We post gains weekly. We make it public. Right? We give bonus points if it's something that, you know, if it's a big fail, but we gained something from it. I want to give bonus points for that because we're acknowledging those things. It's just like the emotional intelligence, resilience, and how it all shows up differently when we have those hard conversations, because it's something internal when we can talk about the difficult things, but what we learn from them and how we gain from them, we're building up that resilience and we're building up that emotional intelligence in ourselves and in our team so that we recover more quickly, so that we are actually more agile in the process of growing in the gain and exposing the gaps. So this is what I want to say at this halftime report for 2025. This is your opportunity to have a turning point. So what's your next move? What's the next move for you in the sandbox? How are you going to assess and celebrate where we've come from, what we've done, what we've succeeded and failed at, so that we can get the better, clear picture on where we're going? So often we focus as leaders and we focus our team just on where we're going. And I'm asking you right now, take a pause, have a meeting, just talk about where we've come from. I don't care yet about where we're going. What if you actually in your next team meeting said, let's talk about what we've accomplished so far. Let's talk about what we've learned. Let's talk about even where we've failed and what we learned from that. Because when we take time to expose that pervasive negative energy and that negative mindset that can set in because of failure actually has no more power. We just took its power away and we're shifting it into a gain opportunity. So stop measuring your worth by the gap and start leading from your gain. Who are you not to? Because the finish line is built on what you already did. So don't ignore your own progress. Don't aim further ahead right now. Aim to be fully aware of how far you've come and take your team on that journey at this halfway point of this amazing year. I want you to hit subscribe, share this with a leader that needs to hear it, that needs a reboot at the halfway of the year. And remember, leadership isn't about having it all figured out. It's about owning your sandbox journey. It's about choosing to play the right way every day, boldly, confidently, even in the face of not appearing like we're winning yet. Notice I've said yet, I think 4 times in this episode. because it's not about right now. It's about what we're yet doing. Give it a yet praise of what's yet to come and show up boldly, because who are you not to? Thanks for joining me in the Sandbox today. I appreciate you, friends. We'll see you next time on the Leadership Sandbox podcast. Make it a great day, and God bless you.